I began watching the news when I was 7 while living with my cousins during the months that followed Katrina. My parents' recent divorce felt like nothing compared to the news coverage of my city. The first dead body I ever saw was on my cousin's living room TV. He was laying stiff, face up on the parade grounds, the same ones where my mom would put me on her shoulders to watch as Bacchus rolled by, the same ones I passed every morning when my mom walked me to school. My mom rented out a small townhouse at the end of a dirty cul-de-sac after months of saving. Compared to our colorful house on Broadway Street, our new house made me feel as bland and empty as the walls and rooms were when I first walked in. I resented Baton Rouge for making us live in a home with beige walls and concrete floors, but I couldn't express how I hated our living situation, so I was nasty to my mom instead. In my mind, if she was somehow responsible for Katrina displacing us, she could also be culpable for everything surrounding my hearing loss in 2011. For 2 days, the virus that eventually killed my eardrum made me so dizzy it was impossible for me to walk. But once my equilibrium began balancing out, I could finally make it to the doctor. After preliminary tests, they still had no clue what caused my sickness or my left ear to stop working. The best they could give me was that it was probably just a virus, but they would need to do an MRI to rule out an acoustic neuroma. My mom sighed, looked down, and squeezed her hands together. I'd seen that look before and knew it meant she didn't have enough money to afford something. I'd seen it at the Walmart checkout or at the auto shop or when she needed the $20 my grandparents gave me on my birthday for gas to drive me to school. Being unable to afford the MRI was out of her control, but since my hearing loss was out of my control, I wanted someone to blame. After 6 years of coming to terms with my hearing loss, my mom was able to afford for me to get an MRI, confirming that I had no tumor in my head. I should have felt relief, but I was guilty about all my harsh feelings toward the woman who actually helped me through those dark times. And yet, she was there, holding my hand as I cried in the waiting room, like she's done through my entire life.